What is up, everybody? Phil Stifle here at Bearded Knowledge on Twitter and host of Trending in the AM every morning on DSM Media, 8:30 in the morning. Don't miss it. This is part 5 of our 7-part series, Eagles Free Agency, Stay or Go. And it's the first part that we're diving into the offensive free agencies. And the biggest question marks on the Eagles offense with free agency is Miles Sanders, the running back, and obviously Boston Scott is also a free agent this offseason. Miles Sanders going in, again, another Eagles guy on a rookie contract, performing great at the end there, as a contract prove-it year. Miles Sanders, 25 years old, almost 1,300 rushing yards last year, 11 touchdowns. His best season in the Eagles uniform. Boston Scott, obviously, it's a side part of the story. Obviously, the Giants killer, been here for a little while. But Miles Sanders, 25 years old, really proved to stay healthy for a majority of the year. He got banged up at the end of the year. Only had the one little stretch of fumble issue, which has been an issue before. Projected to get $7, $8, $9 million a year. The thing with Miles Sanders this year and then whether he should stay or go in free agency is that running backs are starting to turn the corner a little bit and be a little bit more important than they used to be. I know it's a passing league, but, you're starting to see teams run the ball a little bit more to set up that pass or, to complement the pass a little bit more. And the free agency market on running backs is pretty thin this year. I know there's some really good running backs in the draft this year, but teams don't tend to draft running backs very high anymore. The question isn't should he stay or should he go. It's will he stay or will he go with Miles Sanders, because he has actually said he wants to stay here in Philadelphia. He wants to be a part of this team going forward. But will he take a discount to stay here? Howie Roseman is not going to commit $7, $8, $9 million a year to Miles Sanders. He's just not. There's a limited amount of money to spend. You got the Jalen Hurts extension coming up. That's going to happen before the season starts, obviously. You can only spend so much money. So do you go? And the Eagles have obviously shown late in the season that they're very high on Kenneth Gainwell. And that I don't know if Kenneth Gainwell could be a lead back per se or a 3-down back, but they like what he brings to the offense in the running game, the passing game, the blocking game, and all that. So will he stay or will he go, Miles Sanders? I'm going to say, first off, very unpopular opinion, that I actually think it'll be a huge loss if Miles Sanders goes in free agency. I just don't think he stays. I want him to stay. I just don't think it happens. So that means you go into next season with Kenneth Gainwell as your lead back. You're probably going to draft a power back later in the draft, not in the first round. I know people want Bijan. I don't even know how to say his name, Robinson, with that 30th pick. It's not going to happen. Howie Roseman will not draft a running back in the first 2 rounds, maybe not even the first 3 rounds. But he will draft a power running back at some point later in the draft. And I think they bring Boston Scott back on a cheap 1-year, $1 million, $2 million deal. He's 27 years old. Obviously, 2 times a year plays big against the Giants, 3 times when you get the playoffs in the Giants. So I think next year you're going in with Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott, and a rookie. So let me know in the comment section of this video what you think. Will he stay? Will he go? Do you agree that it will be a massive loss? You don't replace 1,200 yards of rushing, 11 touchdowns on offense that easily. But everyone's so easily just to say, move on from Miles Sanders and draft somebody to fill that in. I think it's going to be a huge loss, and it's going to backfire next year to an extent. I know we have Jalen Hurts and a great offensive line and all that kind of stuff, but I think losing Miles Sanders will be a big deal. Drop your thoughts on this in the comments section of this video. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and look for part 6 of the Should They Stay or Should They Go series right here on the DSM Media Network. Hey, everybody, always, always, always